Get positive to Elmas here, and I have for you guys today a Showdown replay. And actually, before I get into the whole team preview and all this, sorry for the past few days that I've not been uploading. I've just been really busy with personal life stuff and then other stuff going on. Then just, yeah, anyways, starting, I want to say Monday, again, I should be back to daily uploads. Hopefully, we'll see how things go for a few weeks because Laura's going off for a trip and just, yeah. Anyways, this is a very, very old battle. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This was back when Superior was being suspect tested. And I did a live with this team on Lumio Station. So I'll leave a link to that PS Live in the description below if you guys would like to go see it and show support to my series on Lumio Station. So yeah, you guys can go do that. And of course, if you do enjoy the video, then you know what to do. I don't really have anything as far as the question of the day goes. But yeah, anyways, it's been a while since I've really done this. I'm sorry, guys. Team preview, looking at my opponent's team going into this battle. The biggest threats I saw were going to be Honchkrow and Chandelure. Chandelure, just because if it's choice specs and I lose my Florges, which even then Florges does not safely switch in to a modest or even timid choice specs Fire Blast, Chandelure is going to rip a hole through my team. And then Honchkrow, if I lose my Cobalion and my Aerodactyl, could potentially sweep me after a Moxie boost. So those were the two main things that I had to watch out for. Not to mention that the biggest threat on my team to his team is my Cobalion. So if I can get up a Swords Dance and this Chandelure is not Scarfed, I should be able to sweep him late game with Cobalion. So that was kind of my mindset going into this battle. Watch out for Chandelure and Honchkrow and win with Cobalion. So I'm going to be leading off with my Seismitoad, knowing that it is a very good lead matchup against whatever he wants to lead off with. As he ends up leading off with the Fortress, I go straight for the Scald. Don't get a burn, which is perfectly fine by me because I can just go for another Scald. And I don't really want to go for my rocks just yet because, I mean, he does have a Fortress, not to mention that I don't have a spin blocker on my team. As I'm able to burn the incoming Kingdra, I'm going to predict him to want to go for the Focus Energy or a Dragon Dance potentially, and I'm going to go for the Earth Power. As I bring him down severely low, I can pretty much freely go for the Protect this turn and put him in range where the following turn he'll only have 2 more hits left if he does decide to stay in, and expecting him to just go for the safe Draco Meteor, knowing that he most likely was not going to mess around with mispredicting. I'm able to get a free switch into my Florges, and knowing that the Hydro Pump will crit me, I do have Synthesis on this Florges because this is not my team. This is a team that I got off of the UU Smogon forums. This Kingdra does just about nothing to me, actually. The only damage I took was Stealth Rock's damage. As this turn, I make a bit of a questionable play. At the time, looking at his team, I really did not think my Florges would be too helpful to me just because I really can't do too much damage to Fortress and neither can I do too much damage to Chandelure. And if Chandelure turns out to be a sub-Calm Mind variant, my Florges is literally just setup fodder for that Chandelure. So I opted to just go ahead and fodder off my Florges here just because I knew that after the recoil damage, I could bring in my Cobalion and knock him out with an Iron Head or a Close Combat or even the Stone Edge. So I bring in Cobalion thinking, alright, Iron Head is definitely strong enough. I really should have gone for the Close Combat. I was also thinking that he would switch into Chandelure so I could get off a bit of chip damage with Iron Head and then switch into my Tentacruel, scouting out to see if he was Scarfed or not, or even if he was substituted, it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, the fact that that Iron Head failed to knock this Honchkrow out means that Umbreon has just now become a major problem, and this Fortress has also become an even bigger nuisance to my team. However, though, I did manage to get rid of the Honchkrow, which is great, but I do still have to worry about the Chandelure, which if it is sub-Calm Mind, honestly at this point should not even be a problem for my team to handle, which is mainly the fear of Florges being used as set-off fodder for him. However, though, if he turns out to be Scarfed, which is very, which there is a very good chance looking at his team, then it might be a little bit of a problem, making my Tentacruel and Seismitoad that much more important to me in this battle. So it is going to be a double down due to the recoil damage from Brave Bird. As I bring in my Tentacruel, expecting him to bring in the Fortress, I can pretty much go for a free Scald, Rapid Spin, or a layer of T-Spikes. And the reason why I want to go for a layer of T-Spikes is because I want to start putting pressure on his Fortress. Because at this point, the only way I'm going to be able to win this battle is to potentially toxic this Umbreon with T-Spikes and hope that he doesn't have Heal Bell. So I do go for the Rapidash on his wish as he brings in the Fortress. I ended up going for the Acid Spray on the off chance that he did want to stay in, thinking that he could maybe somehow beat my Tentacruel one-on-one. I'm pretty much free to go for another Scald. Don't get a burn, which is perfectly fine by me, as he ends up going for the Volt Switch. I'm assuming he over-predicted, thinking I would bring in my Aerodactyl or my Superior on his Rapidash, but that is not the case, as he is actually going to end up poisoning his Machamp, which is going to be very, very crucial to me. As I bring in my Seismitoad, at this point, I'm just going to stay in with Toad, just try to get off as much damage on this Machamp, because this thing has also become a bit of a problem to me, just because it does put a lot of pressure on my Tentacruel. Not to mention that if he knocks me out, I get a free switch into my Mega Aerodactyl, but he actually ends up switching out into his Umbreon here, I guess trying to prevent me from allowing me to get a free switch into Mega Aerodactyl, which would have done a good amount of damage to whatever he decided to switch in onto whatever move I wanted to go for. As I hit myself in confusion twice, I am going to go down. I believe that I did try to go for the Stealth Rocks in one of those two turns, but it really doesn't matter. As I bring in my Superior, hoping to bait him to bring in the Fortress, I double switch into my Tentacruel. However, though, he ends up making the safe switch into his Machamp, which I'm pretty sure is Assault Vested. So expecting him to go for the knockoff, I make a very, 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 very risky play into my Mega Aerodactyl, and he ends up going for that Dynamic Punch. Thankfully, I did live, which means I may still be able to get some use out of Aerodactyl later in this battle. However, though, there is still the fear of him potentially going for the Bullet Punch, and I knew this was a really risky play for me to do. I still opted to do it, which honestly, looking back at it, I definitely should have left in Tentacruel, but Tentacruel at this point is potentially my win condition, especially because I do have Acid Spray to be able to beat the Umbreon one-on-one. So this turn, I'm going to switch into my Tentacruel, just scouting out to see if he did have the Bullet Punch. However, though, he didn't use it earlier on my Seismitoad. I still just want to be on the safe side, as he does reveal to have the Bullet Punch. I am perfectly fine with this, because I'm pretty much in a scenario where I can either go for the Acid Spray or I can just go for the Scald, and I'm just going to go for the Scald. And judging for how much damage the Scald is doing to this Machamp, it's most likely Assault Vested, because I think that's the most common Machamp, then it's Choice Band or Life Orbed. So here I'm just going to opt to fodder off my Aerodactyl, because I really don't want to hit myself in confusion. This also does allow me to get a free switch into my Superior and pretty much click Leaf Storm and get a free +2 in my special attack, as he's going to end up getting off a nice little bit of chip damage with the Bullet Punch. However, though, by the fact that he brought in Chandelure this turn, sorry I'm a little ahead, I'm definitely thinking that he is Choice Scarfed. So with me having that knowledge, I'm going to predict him to predict me to switch into my Tentacruel, and what I'm going to do is actually stay in, expecting him to go for the Shadow Ball or potential Energy Ball, and luckily for me, he over predicts and does end up going for the Shadow Ball, plus he gives me the free +1 in my special defense, allowing me to now take the next Shadow Ball that he potentially wants to go for. So the fact that he got the drop actually helped me out thanks to my Contrary, and I'm pretty much able to just go for a free Giga Drain here and ensure that I knock him out or get off a decent bit of damage or whatever he decides to bring in. And after the T-Spikes at the amount of HP that Umbreon is at, I know that a +4 or +2 Leaf Storm, sorry, +4 now, will be able to finish him off. And at this point, I pretty much won the battle just for the sole fact that I still have my Tentacruel. So I bring in my Tentacruel here on his Fire Blast. In hindsight, I probably could have just left in Superior for Death Fodder, so I wouldn't have to take this unnecessary damage, and that's probably what I should have done. Because yeah, if he did go for the Shadow Ball here, that really would have been bad for me. Luckily though, that misplay does not change the outcome of this battle, as even if he switches into Fortress, Fortress can't beat me one-on-one, and the only real damaging move that he has is Volt Switch, which means he would have to Volt Switch into Chandelure as I knock it out, and I would still beat Fortress one-on-one with Tentacruel. And that is pretty much the victory in my favor after going for like 4 Scalds. I still do not get a burn on this damn Fortress. Seriously, why? It's fine though, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that is the 2-0 victory in my favor. Should have been a 1-0, but that misplay with Superior kind of hurt me. And just, yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy the replay, and if you did, make sure to show our support, hit the like button down below. And with that being said, I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. No promises, because I don't want to make false promises to you guys. If not, then definitely 100% on Monday. If not, then Tuesday. So yeah, stick around. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll be here. I'll be thinking of you guys. Yeah, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Later, guys.